Hello and welcome. We're so glad that you are here with us today to learn more about the Women's Center and all of our student groups that we have representatives here to share all the great info about them and all the fun opportunities. So we'll just go ahead and get started. So those who are in the space, the typical meeting guidelines, please abide by. And we will skip this portion for right now just to get to the nitty gritty of who we are and what we do. But the Women's Center, we are 29 years old. We were established in 1991, and we are one of two women's centers in Kentucky. And the other is actually at Murray State University. So they're like only two women's centers in the state. We do very impactful things on our campuses, respectfully. We offer programs, support, and resources to empower students and to develop engaged and compassionate leaders. And we are one of 6 diversity offices on campus under the President's Office and the Office of Diversity and Equity. So a question we get all the time is the Women's Center only for women? Absolutely not. No matter your gender identity, all are welcomed here. Our student leaders have held a wide range of gender identities and expressions. And while participating in some of our programs may not feel right for everyone, all will always be welcomed. And that's whether it's participating in a program or being a member of one of our student groups, all will be welcomed. So our space, we are currently in our now 3rd home since we've been on campus in the Diversity and Equity Centers in Strickler Hall on the 1st and 2nd floors. We share this with Diversity, Education, Inclusive Excellence, the Muhammad Ali Institute for Peace and Justice, the LGBT Center, and the Cultural Center. And we will be moving into our 4th and hopefully final home in the new dorm buildings that are currently being built on campus. Will be on the 1st floor in one of the sections with all these respective offices. But we have a student lounge, a place for student parents, lactation wellness room, and other resources available for students to come hang out, play games, even take a nap, because sometimes you need a good nap. But we always welcome students. But of course, we're dealing with a little bit of COVID right now. So all staff are currently working remotely until further notice. But if for whatever reason you are coming into our space, if something is worked out with a staff member, of course, abiding by all the COVID guidelines, wearing a mask. But you can always schedule a meeting with any of our staff members for a virtual one-on-one meeting. So, of course, everyone, more than likely, I have my phone next to me. I'm sure everyone else has their phones next to them. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and if you take your phone's camera up to the QR code, that will take you to our Engage page to be able to join, where we send out weekly emails for updates, opportunities, and other things happening with our office and on campus. So we have a small but very mighty staff in our office, but we do have opportunities for students to be a part of our team, whether that's through work study, internships, and volunteer opportunities. We like to fulfill these positions as well, whether that's sponsoring our student staff to attend conferences and their field or passions and interests. So if you're interested, definitely check us out. So our programs, we do a campus talk, typically once or twice a semester on various topics. My favorite has been when we talked about the Wakandian warrior women in Black Panther and how many of them also correlated with historically African women. Once a month on the Hill Science campus, we do a lunch and trivia. We have an annual Kentucky Women's Book Festival every March, which it'll be March 13th this year. So definitely check out that and register to attend. A Women's Empowerment Luncheon in November, where we present our awards and scholarship recipients. Women's Equality Day in August, a Grace Hopper Watch Party in February, Feminist Game Fridays, which will be virtual this year, and our Tampon Task Force are some of our programs. We do go on global trips. We've been to Peru, Spain, Morocco, India, and Cuba. So whenever it's safe enough, we will definitely be exploring going on some global trips, looking at women's issues. Our office and our student groups will often do community service projects. And we have several awards and scholarships, whether that's attending one of our global trips, attending a conference or a professional development opportunity, and various scholarships, including specifically for student parents. And you can find out all the information, how to apply on our website. We this year added a feminist social justice leadership living learning community. And we are currently working on adding more opportunities for the students in this LLC. But it's open to all first year students of any year or age, gender identity. It's open to all. And if you're interested, you can definitely sign up. I know we have some soon to be sophomores who will be returning next year. And we do have our tampon task force and lactation rooms, which you can find a map of all the locations for both on our website. And over 25,000 products went out last year. So our student groups, they're the biggest driving force of our office and the way most students have been involved with us. We technically have 5, but we have our American Association of University Women at UofL, focusing on social change and justice leadership, our Student Parent Association, generational leadership, our United Nations Association Women at UofL, global leadership, Women for Women Student Board, transformational leadership, and we also have a support group for women student veterans. And I will now give the floor to a representative of our AAW group.
Hello, my name is Shelby Gardner. I'm the president of AAUW at UofL, and I'm a junior, double majoring in women's gender and sexuality studies and music. I play the flutes. So AAUW at UofL is the first and only AAUW student group in Kentucky and focuses on political activism and women's equity issues. We have 4 committees based on the national mission, which are education and training, economic security, leadership, and governance and sustainability. And through the Women's Center, we all actually get a national membership on top of our student membership, which would normally cost money, but the Women's Center pays for that for us. So that's really awesome. There are also scholarships available. And this year it's actually digital, but you can attend the national conference for college women student leaders online. And yeah, if you're interested in that, it's a really cool opportunity. I'll be going, and yeah, let me know if you have any questions about that, or Jamaica knows a lot about that as well. So a little bit more about our committees. That's really where a lot of the action happens, which is really awesome because you could join every committee if you wanted to be a part of all of the programming, or you can just kind of pick the ones that really stand out to you and, just kind of basically just pick and choose which ones you want to get involved with. So education and training, some programs that we might do are social justice workshops. We're having a Black History Month event this Friday. The struggle is real, so like learning about mental health struggles. So this committee is really awesome. It just kind of focuses on the difference in education between genders and focuses on minimizing that gap. Economic security. So we talk about equal pay day, menstrual hygiene day, which is February 19th. That's what that meeting will be. And salary negotiation workshops. So again, with the wage gap, just kind of equalizing the playing field in that respect as well. We have a campus leadership committee. So examples of their programs are Lead Kentucky. I'm not really sure what that acronym is. Professional and personal development opportunities, and they're actually working on a campus safety project. So in one of our first meetings last semester, we talked about how, oh, we don't always feel safe walking around campus, even though there are like a couple measures in place, we don't really feel like it's enough. So this committee has taken it upon themselves to kind of further that work and explore what we can do to feel safer. So they really take initiative on campus and get involved with our UofL community specifically. And then the Governance and Sustainability Committee. So some things involved with that are the Tampon Task Force, Call Out Congress, Cards Against Harassment and Advocacy and Lobbying. So that's a real focus on how we can equalize the playing field at a legislative level, whether that's like us understanding policy or also, demanding better policy for, the things mentioned above. So that's really what our committees do. And it's really fun to get involved with those. So there are some quotes. And okay. Women for Women Student Board and the American Association of University Women at UofL have given me so many friendships outside of my major. My favorite memory was listening to Jacqueline Coleman speak at our Lead Kentucky event. Being a part of the American Association of University Women at UofL has led to me making new friends, finding new opportunities, and has allowed me to connect with other women and gender studies students. My favorite event that I attended was the International Women's Day celebration. So we already had our first meeting, but our next one is this Friday, and we're celebrating Black History Month together, led by our Education and Training Committee. The next meeting is Menstrual Hygiene Day, led by Economic Security. March 12th, we're going to talk about women in space, and the Campus Leadership Committee is going to take charge of that. And then we'll finish out the semester with a Call Out Congress event led by Governance and Sustainability. And we're going to celebrate closer to finals around April 9th. So committee meetings. Our committees are like pretty flexible. I mean, you as a student, you pretty much get to decide what you all want to do with the committees, but we suggest bi-weekly meetings. Just to keep the ball rolling and keep being creative and making the most out of the committees that we do have set up. So some social activities. I actually have a little list here. Our Vice President, Alyssa, is working on creating more social events, like informal things, so that way we can connect kind of beyond the normal activism type stuff that we talk about and do. So some ideas are Stitch and Bitch with AAUW. UofL students have the opportunity to speak candidly with other like-minded students about feminist topics in a casual, welcoming environment while doing crafts, embroidery, cross-stitch, etc. Everyone is welcome. Some other ones that are pretty self-explanatory are Zoom study sesh with AAUW, movie night with AAUW, speed dating with AAUW, AAUW drinks and dialogue, obviously non-alcoholic, AAUW book exchange, niche PowerPoint night with AAUW, TikTok inspired. So we have some really exciting things coming up. So definitely if you want to be a part of the social aspect as well with other feminist-minded people, then I really suggest that you join us at our next meeting on February 5th. And everything is virtual, so very safe. Yep, and you can find all of our information on Engage. And we actually don't really, committee chairs are kind of flexible, but we do have public relations. So my apologies for that not being updated. But yep, everything else is on the Engage page, the link to our teams and events and all of that.
Thank you. And now we are going to hear from a rep from our Student Parent Association.
Hello, my name is DeCoriana Garrett, and I am the president of the Student Parent Association. I'm a junior, and my major is social work. The Student Parent Association is a campus support group for student parents helping to meet the challenges they face while they further their education. Our promise is to simply be a village to our members, as it takes so much support to keep that motivation to get the job done and excel as a student parent. We offer support in many forms of communication resources, involving the children, education support, and many safe socially distancing fun. And we offer scholarships. Our programs that we offer is the Angel Tree. We have donations for the children, and we have a party for the children to come to, a Christmas party. And then we have the clothing exchange drive, where we take donations of new and gently used infant and children clothing, shoes, toys, backpacks, household items, and school supplies. And we have the Student Parent Visibility Day, where we have a resource table, where parents can come and get different resources. We have workshops like financial workshops, parenting workshops, and we have family play dates. The Student Parent Association is an embodiment of everything I love about the University of Louisville. So this is a quote from a student parent that has participated in our program. Mommy. Right now, we are doing our general body meetings on Microsoft Teams, and it will be every other Friday from 4 to 5. And our other events will be shared on our social media websites. To become a member, you can join our Engage page and come to our meetings. And our available positions is treasurer.
All right, thank you. And next we will hear from UNA Women.
Hi, my name is Michaela. I'm the president of UNA Women at UofL. I'm a sophomore anthropology major, and UNA Women stands for United Nations Associations Women. We are the first and only UNA Women student chapter in the country, and we work to advance important and timely issues related to women and girls on a global scale. We have several programs that we do, including volunteer projects. We've worked with Americana in the past. We have a symposium on women's health taboos that we just did this past fall, and we have an annual symposium that focuses on women's issues in general. We attend the UN Commission on the Status of Women in New York City, and that happens in the spring. And there's free UNA USA memberships for students. Our focus areas include education and leadership. So that would be the Commission on the Status of Women that I mentioned before, the UNA USA Leadership Summit that happens in the summer, and the Women in Leadership Program. Social change, we have our annual symposium. Global women's rights advocacy, we have our women, refugee, and immigrant monologues that usually happen every spring, and then other forms of advocacy. And then for community outreach, we have community service projects, and specifically the mentorship with the Americana Community Center for Girls. So here's some quotes from some previous members that we've had. Being part of the United Nations Association Women at UofL was fun and a learning experience. I loved making new connections with people who are interested in making a huge impact on women and children in our communities and the world. I appreciated getting to meet different organizations, locally to nationally, at different events, meeting people around the world advocating for feminist issues. I wouldn't have had these opportunities outside of the United Nations Association Women at UofL. I was able to go to New York City to attend the United Nations Commission on the Status of Women and Washington, D.C. to attend the United Nations Association Leadership Summit. I was able to do more than just talking about an issue. I was able to take action by educating the community, and I was able to be a part of that. So we have general body meetings Wednesdays from 5:30 to 6:30 p.m. on Microsoft Teams, and these are all of our meeting dates for the semester. Usually during our meetings, we will discuss club business, programs that we're doing, and then we will also have a section where we do a little short presentation on a current event that's happening at the moment, and then we'll discuss it. And so that's a really good way to stay updated with current events around the world. We also are planning on doing some social events, so movies and game nights to help with like member bonding and stuff like that. And so it'll be a really fun time. And we also plan to volunteer with Americana again as soon as they open back up again. So to become a member, you can apply on our Engage page, and you can fill out the membership application form. And this will also put you on our email list for the semester, and we'll email about upcoming meeting dates and events and volunteer opportunities that we have. Currently, we have a fundraising chair open, and then also for we also do chairs for our symposiums in the fall and sometimes the spring. So those are open too. And then next year, these are all the positions that you can apply for and run for if you really enjoy being in our club.
All right, thank you. And next we will hear from Women for Women Student Board.
Hello, my name is Kendra Stratford. I'm the president for Women for Women. I'm a chemical engineering major and I'm a sophomore. Women for Women is the first and only Women for Women student group. This is a women's professional board. We want to prepare women to become leaders on the campus and out in the community as well. We focus on health, education, and leadership for women. So our focus areas are health and safety. We do human trafficking awareness conference, and we had a social media campaign earlier in January. Education and leadership, we have College Women's Leadership Conference, International Women's Day this year. International Women's Day will be more of a social media campaign as well because of COVID. And then jobs and earnings, we focus on Equal Pay Day. Social change, we want to talk about women in leadership, get more women in leadership, awareness for that, and then community service projects. We aren't really as active with that as right now because of COVID, but we hope to get back into that when all this blows over. All right, some quotes. I owe pretty much everything I have to the Women's Center. I made most, if not all, of my friends in my roommates through Women for Women Student Board and the American Association of University Women at UofL. The Women's Center and these groups have given me so much. I don't even know what kind of student I would be if I didn't have these groups. And I'm thankful for being a part of a big group that makes a big impact on campus and in the community that strives for greatness and teamwork. I'm thankful for being a part of what Women for Women Student Board and the American Association of University Women at UofL has to offer. For our upcoming meetings, we meet bi-weekly on Fridays from 2 to 3 on Microsoft Teams. We had our first meeting on January 22nd, and we have our upcoming meeting on the 5th, which is going to be our Valentine's Day meeting, and then February 19th, which is going to be our Black History Month meeting. And then for social activities, we wanted to do watch parties, game nights, and we just came up with a buddy system. Since we are all virtual through Teams, it's a little bit harder for us to interact, and we wanted to pair our members up with each other and with our exec board so we'd be able to become closer knit and know each other better. To become a member, you can join our Engage page, come to our meetings, and join a committee. Our committees are very fluid at the moment. Most of our programming is this semester, so we're always looking for new people to join. So join our Engage.
All right, thank you. And thank you to all of my, I just realized all my presidents from all my groups are here. But any student who is a member of any of our groups have an opportunity to have a mentor or shout out professional. It's a little bit more difficult with just the current world right now because a lot's going on for people. But we do also encourage our students to participate in other campus leadership opportunities in addition to what the groups and the Women's Center offers, and of course in the community. So if you were like, oh darn, I missed that QR code for any of the groups, we have them again here for you. This will take you directly to all of their Engage pages, which is where you would have access to join their virtual programs and meetings, learn more about them, and of course, join. And the Women's Center, we have a couple of upcoming events, which all of our events will be virtual. So every Wednesday, we have our Women's Center Wednesday office hours from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m., where if you have a question, whether it's Women's Center related or university related, or even potentially, campus and or community resources, a Women's Center representative will be in there and you can ask questions. Want to learn more about our office, or we've even had some students popping in just to the chat about random things. But you are definitely welcome to, outside of those times, to schedule a meeting with any of the staff at the Women's Center for help. We will be having our Feminist Game Fridays, and the next one will be on February the 12th, starting at 3 p.m. For Black History Month, we will be posting every day on our social media accounts, giving recognition to the known and unknown sheroes who have had an impact. And during Women's History Month in March, we have a lot of fun activities and things planned. Mostly it'll be virtual, things you can do on your own, competition type things, social media wise. But stay tuned for that. And we do put out a Women's History Month calendar. So if you have any events, the deadline to submit those is February 19th. We'll have our 15th annual Kentucky Women's Book Festival on March 13th from 10 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. And registration has just opened up for that. So please register to attend. And our national conference for college women student leaders, it's hosted by AAW National or Nick Whistle. We are offering sponsorships for any students who are wanting to attend this. Normally it's a pretty expensive conference, like $500-$600 registration fee. While it's thankfully not that much this year since it's virtual, still students can't afford, some things at times. So we're wanting to sponsor students to attend this event. And more details about that can be found on AAW National's National Conference for College and Student Leaders page. And you can also reach out to me, Jamaica Jones, if you are wanting a sponsorship But I pretty much have questions next. So we encourage you to join any and all of these student groups. We've had students who have been members of more than one of our groups. My suggestion, whether you want to join a women's center group or another campus organization, is to attend a meeting or two and kind of, dip your toes in and see, is this a good fit for me as a group? And it maybe that year it's not. Try again next year. It could be a better fit for you. But I'm completely biased to say that all the groups are great. But I hope to see you get involved. And if you have any questions about these respective groups, you can reach out to me or any of the presidents of these groups. So thank you for participating and joining us tonight, and hope to see you get involved.